Good evening. I'm Smokey the Bear.
No, you're not.
Okay, I just tried a new name. I thought it would work. No, I'm Pretty Bird, and I'm back. Hey, you want to hear some more? I got some more news about David and Bathsheba.
What about them?
Well, there's a little story. Remember last night they got their baby born?
Which baby?
Number 2, Solomon. Yeah. Anyway, when David and Bathsheba had little Solomon, he did little diapers, running around, pitty-pat, pitty-pat. David already had other sons who were grown. And one of these sons was named Absalom. And Absalom, can I call him Ab?
No.
Absalom was the most handsome man in all the land of Israel. And he had fine long hair, of which he was very proud. Is he a model?
Something like that.
Is he like, Samson?
No.
Okay, well, David loved Absalom very much, and even though Absalom was often disobedient to his father, sounds like a teenager, and to God's law, that's a dumb teenager. Once Absalom killed his own brother. That's seriously bad. And David had to send him away, but he loved him so much that they later forgave him and let him come back home again. That happens a lot in the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can see that Absalom did not have a loving heart like his father's. So, his was wicked and ungrateful, and he began planning a way to become king in place of his father. In order to do this, he tried to get the people to notice him. Maybe he did talk shows.
Maybe he did it.
Just trying to figure it out. So, he would ride around the city in his fine chariot with 50 men running before him, clearing the path. Naturally, the people turned to look at him when he rode by. He's just joyriding.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing he did was to go to the city gates early in the morning and meet those who were coming to see King David. He would put his arm around their shoulders and act like he was their best friend ever. And the king is too busy to see you, he would tell them. That's a lie.
It is a lie.
If I were only king, I would take time to see everyone and act fairly towards them. He's setting his dad up.
Mm-hmm.
Within a few years, everyone loved Absalom. They thought that he was really wanted to be their friend. Faker. Now, all this time, David was living in the palace and he did not know what Absalom was doing. He needs to clear his schedule and have a family time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one day, Absalom came and asked his father if he could go to the city of Hebron to worship God. Like he's really going to do that. David was pleased that Absalom was going to worship, and he gave his permission. No!
Yeah, he did.
Little did he know that Absalom had another reason for making the trip. Yeah, he was using deception.
Sure was.
When he got to Hebron, Absalom sent word all over Israel that he had become king. Oh, yeah, you told me there was no Facebook.
No.
There was no Twitter.
No.
There was no way of knowing for sure he was lying.
No.
He asked for his friends to join with him there. And when they heard the news, fake, many of the people with whom he had been friendly flocked there to meet him. Oh no, false press.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the people who had heard the news were still loyal to David, and one of them hurried to Jerusalem to tell David what Absalom had done. See, there's this one that didn't believe him.
Yeah.
Now, how shocked and sad David was to hear that his own son, whom he loved, I don't know why, was going to take the kingdom away from him. He did not know just what his son would try to do, so he gathered together all his family and escaped from the palace. Oh, that's sad. And they hurried to the banks of the Jordan River to wait and see what would happen. I think they should get a boat and cross it.
Okay.
Well, about this time, Absalom and his friends arrived in Jerusalem, and found the palace empty. Did they leave the doors open?
No, they closed them probably.
Okay. You want to let flies in. And then they took it themselves and began to plan how they could capture King David. One of Absalom's wise men suggested that they go after David right away. But another wise man, he said, no. He was really on David's side. See, he suggested that David and his men will be angry right now and may beat your men. Let us wait until we can gather a great big army, and then we will have a better chance. Whose side is God on?
David,
Who's gonna lose?
his son.
I hope. He knew that if he could convince Solomon to wait, that David would have an opportunity to gather an army too. Oh, yeah. Absalom, well, he decided to follow this guy's plan, not really realizing that he was given bad advice on purpose. Double-crossing him. And although many of those Israelites, they did join Absalom's army in Jerusalem, others of them loved David and knew that he was a good king. Whose side would you have been on?
David's.
Me too. Common sense. They could see that Absalom was a disobedient son. And these Israelites came to David to fight in his army.
Good choice.
Finally, the time came for the battle to decide whether Absalom or David would be king. Well, David's generals, they insisted that he was too important to risk his life in the battle and made him wait at the city while they fought. Oh yeah, they're protecting their leader. But Absalom, he rode with his army. The guy's not too bright.
He's trying.
Before his commanders left, David told them, I know that this battle must be fought, but it makes me very sad. While you're fighting, watch out for my son. I still love him, no matter what he has done. Whoa, talk about the love of a father. Jeez, does he know no end? That day, David's army won a great victory. Thousands of Absalom's soldiers were killed. And when Absalom saw what was happening, he turned his mule. Seriously, he was riding on a mule?
Yep.
He turned his mule, not a horse?
Nope.
And he tried to run away. Yeah, I'd be ashamed too. And as the mule took off in a gallop, 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 shh. It's a song I heard in the movie.
I know.
He passed under a tree with some low-hanging branches. Yeah, you need to duck, man, duck. And Absalom's thick hair, you know that stuff he's so proud of? Yeah, I bet you used Tresemme shampoo.
Whatever.
His thick hair caught in the branches of the tree, and he was left hanging there when the mule ran off. That would hurt.
Yeah, it would.
And one of David's soldiers saw Absalom hanging helplessly there. He's probably kicking his legs like crazy. But he would not hurt him because of what David had said. He ran to tell Joab, David's general, instead. And when the general heard of it, he went and found Absalom. And he
Read it.
He thrust 3 darts into his heart. And then he and his soldiers threw Absalom into a big pit in the forest and covered him with stones. Well, David said he would protect him, but you know what? He can't speak for the generals.
I know.
They knew they would make David unhappy when they did this, but they did it anyway because they hated the wicked son for causing his good old father so much trouble. They're looking out for him.
Tried to.
David was sitting by the city gate when he saw the messengers coming towards him from the direction of the battle. And the first one ran up saying, "All is well, we have won the battle." But David was not so interested in the battle. He wanted to know how his son was. Oh, here it comes. Then the second messenger arrived with the news from Absalom was dead. And when he heard of this, David began to cry, "Oh, my son, my son, my son." He's got more.
Yeah, I know, but that one was his hard one to work with.
I got it. Yeah. And if only I could have died for you. He is a sacrificial dad. You see, no matter what Absalom had did, David never stopped loving him, just as God loves even his disobedient children. I thought this sounded familiar.
Mm-hmm.
How much happier it would have made David if Absalom had done the right things. And Absalom would not have had such a sad life after all. Sounds like us.
Mm-hmm.
In the same way, I guess God is pleased and happier when we obey him.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. David was a lot like God. Forgive, forgive, forgive. Try, try, try.
Mm-hmm.
Jeepers. Gives you something to think about.
Yeah.
Okay, kiddies. Time to snuggle down. Pull those covers up. And dream about birdies.